be live. Seem to be being the optimum word. Test chat. I always have to do this because I'm never confident that it's going to work. If I'm being honest, never confident that it's actually going to work. Ah, there we go. It works. It's popped up over. Oh my god. I'll get used to this. Popped up over there. Very nice. I'll turn down the music a smidge. Move that over there. Yes, I am indeed live. This is like a new segment I'm going to be doing on the channel because, you know, we've done a lot of like Halloween stuff and, you know, stuff relating to like spooky stuff, slashers, horror, Halloween. So I thought maybe it'll be nice to kind of share some of the other things we do, that mainly being our hobbies. So I thought might as well do a segment called Hobby Time. Today I'm going to be putting together a Space Marine Sergeant with Heavy Flamer. Yeah, I'm going to be having some fun. Chill music, some fun. I've got the chat in front of me, so hopefully I should see it, and you know, be able to see it all. Maybe I should turn down the brightness of this lamp. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that seems alright. That'll do, I'm sure. But there we go. So, I'm going to get on. So, yeah, I've got a Space Marine Sergeant here. He comes with his little base. This is the unique sculpt that came with issue 5 of the Combat Patrol Warhammer Light magazine that released around when 10th edition started, I believe. Basically to help get people into the game. It's got some info, a scenario you can play, how to put them together, how to do some painting, gives you some stats, and it gives you a little example there of like how he should be painted up. That's not how I'm going to paint him up personally. I'm going to paint him up to be, instead of an Ultramarine, I'm going to have him as a Nova Marine. Well, that's the plan so far. It might change, you know, plans change. Let me just check the chat, because I just saw a chat thing open up. I like stuff like this. I'll watch another YouTuber that does mini models and stuff. Oh, really? Which, what's the name of the YouTuber? I'm curious, because I watch a lot of them. Personally, I watch a lot of them, so I'm curious what they are. Or who they are. Yeah, I got my hobby stuff here. Let me get out my knife. I've tried to be a bit more organized. I've got all my hobby stuff in like a box. So I've got my little sharp knife. So I can scrape off the mold lines. I've got his base. One thing I am going to be doing, if I can find it, here we are, is I got like a little thing of like spare like Space Marine Warhammer bits. And I have got a helmet in here that I'm going to use. I'm going to put on a Mark 7 helmet on him just because I personally like the Mark 7 a lot more than the Primaris helmet. I can't remember what mark it's meant to be, but just, you know, the Primaris helmet. Boily Hobby Time. I swear that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Mark 7 helmet, I'm going to put that there off to the side. So, yeah, I'm going to see if I can zoom in just a little bit more for your viewing pleasure. There we go, that's a little bit better. You can see there, can't you? Right then, do let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet. I want to make sure that everything's okay. So, as you can see on this model, he does have a helmet and non-helmeted helmet. Oh, non-helmeted helmet? Non-helmeted head. Yeah, he has that. The shoulder pads are blank, so you can technically do them as wherever you want. How do I manage to put them to? How do I manage to put them together and paint them with such big hands? I honestly don't know how to answer that. If I'm being particularly honest, I really don't. In all honesty, it's just kind of thing you need to learn. Like some of the miniatures when I first did this, I started doing this back when I was quite young. Took a big break because I was too young, couldn't really learn how to paint. Now you can't hear the music anymore. I think it might be because... Oh, there we are. I think it's because the music... I've got like just a little like lo-fi chill playlist going on, so it might just be because it got to a quiet point. I might turn up the music just a smidge for you. There we go. There we go. But, what was I gonna say? But no, yeah, like, I took a break because I just didn't know, like, I didn't know how to paint it, and, like, putting the model together was fine. I did, like, you know, like, model kits like planes and cars and all that. Yeah, I've learned precision, exactly. But yeah, I had to learn it, I've learned it, and, yeah, some of the first miniatures I painted when I first came out were some World War II British infantry. I had fun with them, and they kind of helped me learn the basics, because there was a video I watched where someone was painting them and kind of doing the basics, and that's where I first started buying, like, the brand Army Painter for paints and stuff like that, and now I'm getting to things like Vallejo and all that. But anyways, I won't hold on too long on that. Let's start getting this guy clipped off. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get him clipped off the sprue, and there is a little base bit. Now I do have some plans for the base, but I'm going to get him built first because I want him all together before I do anything else. So let's just get him clipped off. So first bit I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the body clipped off first. I do apologise, I'm trying to get used to doing this in front of a camera, I promise. There we go. That's the body out. That's the body out. So now what I'm going to do is I need to go in with... Now you can buy special tools for getting rid of like mold lines and like little flashing bits, but I just personally use a hobby knife. I know it's probably not the safest thing, but it is how I do it, so... There we are. There we are, nice and smooth. They have been smart. A lot of there's a mold line right here. So let's see if we can zoom in on this one. Whoop. There we go. Right there. Can you see that mold line? Yeah, that's a nasty little mold line that I am going to use my knife to scrape away. So let's see if we can stay up close in. Cut my finger off on live, we can be twins. I've already done that, if you can see on this finger here. It's healing up nicely, but this very knife went right in there. A good millimeter or so. Like basically like almost the entire tip went right in there. It hurt. So I just take the edge of the knife. Ooh, don't unfocus. Don't unfocus now. Stick with me. Stick with me. Lick it away like that. Shaving off the little bits. Just to get it. I know it's between the legs and all see, but since I'm doing this on stream, since it is kind of like a what do you call it? What do you call it? Like basically, since he's more of like a model that, you know, isn't just rank and file. Since he's a sergeant, I'm going to spend some time on him, make him look pretty. Get some bits off there. Nice and smooth. Now, with bits like this, you can see I've left a little bit of the actual sprue still on there. The reason I've done that, and the reason you should do that, is because if I cut it flush, I could actually end up damaging like this little thin plate. So instead, what you want to do is you just want to use your knife to just, there you go, flip it off. And there you go. There we go. Out a bit. And there we go. It's a shame my old buddy boy Bren / Nova / whatever usernames he goes by nowadays isn't here to see this. He probably enjoy this. Or at least enjoy like seeing the process. But so I've got that. That's to my liking. I'm happy with that. That wasn't too bad. I will admit, I do feel like a lot of GW stuff has gone better in terms of like mold lines. They've gone better at like putting them in places that aren't as egregious, I guess I can say. When it comes to, like I said, like mold lines and, you know, flashing, spare bits, all that kind of stuff. Right, next bit, let's get, yeah. Yeah. There. Be careful. There we go. Yeah, he would enjoy it since it's warmer and space marine stuff. Yeah, he would. Sadly, I imagine he's either at work or asleep by now. I'm gonna say work, most likely. Then again, I don't... Actually, no, he does. Does he work? No, he does work. He does work. He does work somehow. Once again, I'm just gonna take some of this off. Be careful. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh, you're doing it towards your thumb, that's not safe, but actually... I'm not actually touching my thumb, if you see. I'm actually just slowly, bit by bit. I'm basically, I've got the blade is actually firmly still. But what I'm using is I'm using my thumb to squeeze and pull. So I'm not actually putting the blade into it. Like it's actually up against this bit here that's blunt. So I'm not actually hurting myself. That's one thing you have to learn. There we go. We're getting there. Now, I could sand this. I have got a sanding file I could use, but I can't be arsed. Oh, you're up there. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, your sister's getting baptized. I hope that goes well, by the way. I hope that all goes smoothly. Congratulations on your... on her getting baptized. I hope she does well. I hope it all goes well. I hope the priest isn't overzealous today. Yeah, it is. In some ways, it is. It's one of those things where it depends on what you're doing. With something like very precise like this, it is safer to do it that way. But on things where you're trying to take off a lot more material, it is safer to go away from yourself. That's in my experience and also what I was taught. Yeah, we've got another bit of another kind of going along here that I need to clean up. Just try and see if I can get this bit. Yeah, literally, as long as you aren't just like I said, as long as you aren't sliding the blade along your thumb like that, you'll be fine. Or don't do this, because I see people do this. Don't move the blade into your thumb like that. You will actually cut your thumb that way via pressure. I have my thumb up against the blunt part here where there's no actual edge, and I'm moving it along. I'm using my thumb and my wrist to move it along. I'm so used to bringing the miniature close to myself, so doing it this way is probably good practice for me, not doing my face wrapping. Okay, we got a little bit of screw there we need to clean up. And be careful. There we go, got it. And around to the other side. A little bit here, we need to slowly, there we go. There we go. Scrape. Scrape. And like I said, they do sell like special tools, so if you really feel like you can't do this with like a hobby knife or an X-Acto knife or anything like that, then there's nothing wrong with buying the tools. It's what they're made for. It's made so that, you don't hurt yourself and it's easier to do, but these are what I have, and I don't feel good about spending a lot of money on like a special tool for something I can do with tools I already have now. You can probably see there in the light, there is a mold line there. I'll just take the edge of my knife and just go along like this. And I'll slowly scrape off. There we go. Nice and... Bingo! I can see it's a lot less noticeable. Yeah, a lot less noticeable. Anyone else need to do this? No, that's fine. That's not. Okay, so that bit's done. So we got his body going. Like that. Got his little tool belt. And then, so we've got that bit where his leg goes in, and then this bit where his leg goes in. Right. So on to the legs. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. Probably not as bad now. Oh, I just realised if I lean too far forward. I look like some weird. my lovely. Oh, I do look a bit like a gong, don't I? Oh goodness, I knew one of these days I would become a gong. It was bound to happen. Right. Oh goodness. Right, okay. Oh yeah, if my beard grows out too much, I'm definitely becoming a gonk. Especially with my beanie. It doesn't help that I wear beanies quite often. It's either a gnome or a beanie, or a... It's either a gnome or a gonk, and I don't know which one's better.
They're both the same thing.
No, they're not.
They're kind of the same thing.
But they're not.
They are.
But they're not.
The camera angle you got is good.
Oh, thank you.
Well, except for when you do that.
Yeah, I need to not do that.
Doing that.
Here, I'll get up the... where is it? Where's the chat? There's the actual YouTube chat for me. I'll move it over this side. There we go. What in the world are you doing? I look down, that's all I see. I do apologise. Oop. Don't get funny with me. Oop. My OBS has crashed? What the fuck?
Does it still stream if you're OBS?
There we go. I should be back now. Okay, am I back? Am I back? I don't know. Okay, I think I'm back. I think being the optimum word. Right. I think I am back. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. I do apologise for that. Don't know what happened there. I think OBS crashed, so I do apologise. So where was I? I was doing his leg. Yeah, there we go. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's get his foot down here done. This is an awkward one. This is a very awkward one. There we go. There we go. Just going to quickly make sure that I'm still... Yes, I am. Very good. Just putting a message in there, just to let everyone know that OBS crashed. Oopsie. Oh, goodness gracious me. How am I ever going to get through? Can't wait for our internet issues to be behind us, but I've got a bunch of other issues that I would rather have behind me, so yeah. Ouch. Got my finger. Silly me. Yeah. Push off. Oop, oop, see, oop, oop, see. Even I just made that mistake. Didn't place my finger properly. There we go. There we go. Now we got another seam along here I need to deal with. I do hate when OBS crashes. It's always a pain in the bum. So, a lot of people tend to ask, like, why do you do this? Why do you sit here doing all this sanding, filing, cutting, and all this with your miniatures? Why? Because it makes me happy. That's literally all I can say, is just, it makes me happy. This is my meditation, just sat here, doing my thing, being happy, being unbothered, and not looking for any problems. Thing is, like, there is a time where I would be sat gaming instead, but like I said, honestly, a lot of gaming nowadays for me has become a little bit, what is the word? Oh yeah, extremely toxic, in my opinion. It's gone to a point where just, you can't, there's no fun, you can't do anything, it's just people getting very uppity. There we go, now the music's back. I do apologise for the music being gone. But yeah, people just, I don't know, need to chill out, in my opinion. Not, but they don't. So, it is what it is. Everyone has their choice of what they can do with their life. I choose to try and just be chill, not cause problems, and just be happy. I choose happiness over causing problems, that's me. That leg's pretty good. I don't like this bit here. This bit here is annoying me a little bit, but I'll sure I can fix that. Let me just run my knife across and see if I can smooth it out a bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's do the other leg now. The other leg. Here on the sprue. No, don't worry, it wasn't your internet. It was my OBS crashing for some reason. I don't know, it could have been internet or it could have been the software. I don't know. There we go. I'll be honest, like, as much as like I love putting the Mitch scared, the main thing I'm honestly excited to do is the basing, because I'm going to do some things that I've not really had the chance to do with bases. Like with Warhammer, you get the chance to do some interesting things with the bases, so, you can do rocks, you can do some levels of grit and grime, and I feel like with this guy having like a really cool kind of like Tyranid head he's standing on, I think it's a Termagon of some sorts that he's standing on, so I feel like it gives you the opportunity to do something neat with the Yes, I am back. Don't worry, you're not getting rid of me that easily. No. That, well, I think should be alright, but just a little. There we go. There we are, happy with that. Let's get on the foot here. Lots of little mold lines you need to kind of sand, or scrape off, I should say. One thing that's important when you're hunched over. Close your intake, your back. message. There we are, now I can see. Right. You need friends, good loyal friends to game with, and randos are always bad online. Yeah, like I've run into some alright people, some normal people, but it's just, there's always those people that, I don't know, they feel like they need to spoil it for everyone else. I don't know why, but just what some people decide to do. The fact is, you know, you spend money on the game or whatever, or you download it so it's taking up space. It's, you know, you've decided to put your time into it, so, you know, people are kind of, well, they're free to do what they want. So now, the next bit I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'll do the backpack, might as well get this out of the way. Go. Try and get this tail with my nippers. I'll clean that up with my knife. These bits are. Yeah, these round bits are usually the problem when you have one like right there, because if you clip it too close or your knife ends up digging in too deep, you put a big gouge and you lose a bit of that roundness. So it's always safe to try and either sand it down or do what I'm doing, where I've taken as much as I can off while being safe, and then you just go across like this to try and keep it good. You can always go in with some like lower grit sandpaper, like regular sandpaper, if you really want to make sure you get that nice smoothness. But I feel like I've got a good technique going on here, personally. There we go. There we go. That's good. There's some more lines I need to do here, but first I'm going to try and tackle this bit here between the two little heat exhausts. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. There we go. Oh. There we go. So now let's see about. I'm gonna just gently go along there. Here. There we are. Backpack was relatively simple. I'm going to go too deep in on it. Right. So I got body, 2 legs, backpack. Not going to clip off the head because I'm using a different head. So I'm just going to do got the shoulders, hand, 2 arms. 2 arms, and then I've got like the little alien there to cut out. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna do the what should I call it? The armhole in the flamer. There you go. Snippy snip, snippy snip, snippy snip. Ooh, there we go. Now, some people do tend to do it where they'll like cut everything out, have it on the table and go through and do it. I used to do that, but I used to find that then I'd end up forgetting what I've done and what I've not done. I know some people would say, oh, I'll just put to one side what you've done, but I don't know. I personally just feel a little more tidier. Just, you know, cutting out from the sprue, cleaning it up, and once I absolutely am happy with it, instead of looking down underneath and thinking, oh, I've got to do that one, I've got to do that one, you know, I just, you know, just spend my time focusing on this one little bit. You know what I mean? Not feeling like I need to rush to do all the rest. Here. Nice and smooth and round and beautiful. Right. Purity seal there. That's another thing that's always good to do, is try to get to know your models. You know, like what's meant to be there, what's not meant to be, because oftentimes one thing that people will end up accidentally doing is you can like look at like a bit like a hanging, like what's meant to be a hanging bit of cloth, and cut that off thinking it's like sprue or flashing, and then realize, oh no, that was actually meant to be there. And that's always like a really cringy moment, because you're like, oh no, I've messed it up. But you know, you can always, if you can find it, glue it back on. Or you can, if you're handy with sculpting or have any spare bits, you can use that to try and repair it. Or you can just, you know, go in and remove more to, like, you know, make it like it was never meant to be there. And, you know, it makes it just that little bit more unique, because, you know, you've gone in there and you've done that, so your version doesn't have that bit of cloth, that purity seal, that whatever. It works. It can be done. Just gotta have confidence. That's the thing, is a lot of this is just having that confidence to say, give it a go. But I think that's with a lot of hobby projects. You just gotta have that confidence to just give it a go. Not put so much pressure on yourself and feel like, oh, if you mess up, then you're the worst person to ever do the hobby. There's no need for that. Just gotta let yourself have the moment, have the fun. Right. Oh, there's a little bit there. There we are. There we go. So I've done that arm. Now for the other arm and hand. So yeah, I'll get this on first. This only has one little connection point, so lucky me. Hello. It is, ain't it? So hot. Well, it's not as high as it's been. We're currently saying at 20 Celsius.
It's much nicer down here.
Yeah.
The craft room.
Yeah, the craft room's always been a bit sweltering. Yeah, with no airflow. Sweltering little room, no airflow, and always manages to be facing the opposite way of where like the wind is. So it's always annoying. That build's quite simple. And then I'll do his hand. Once again, just one little bit. There we go. That was quite clean. This bit. Take some time here. There we go. There we are, I'm happy with that. Right then. Now, I'm going to work on this Space Marine helmet. So, as you can see, instead of going for the one that you normally use, hold it the other way for you lot. as you can see, I have these choices. I can go with the Primaris helmet, a head without the helmet, or I'm going to use the Mark 7 because I like the Mark 7 helmets. It's very, you know, it's iconic. And I like it. Personally, I like it a lot. This one has, and actually, wait, that's actually misaligned. Wow. I don't know if you can see there. Let me zoom in a bit. See what I show you. I don't know if you can see there how misaligned that is. You see that? How? Yeah, that. See how it's misaligned there? That's whew, that's quite bad, actually. Yikes. That's not good. Know the difference. Because these are heads from the early 2000s. These are some of the early 2000s monopose Space Marine pack that I got. Oh no, it wasn't the monopose. It was like the kit you could get where it had like the different hands and the different heads and the different body types. I can't remember the kit. I'll probably do a video talking about how that was like my first Warhammer kit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks fine. Right. And it should, because it's relatively the same size, so that should. That's about correct for his head, I believe. Yeah, that works. Head. Everything right? Right then, shoulder pads away. 1, 2. I'll get both the shoulder pads nipped off while I'm doing it. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. Right. And then I'll get the alien off of here as well. There we go. There we are. We are basically done with that sprue. So now it's all just cleaning. So let's see what we can do here then. Oh, my camera is actually running low. I don't, the power bank that I normally charge it with isn't currently charged up, so I might have to end this soon. But we'll see. That's done. I'm happy with that. This bit down here. There we go. Mold line there. Right. Smooth. There we go. Nothing around there. I need to change, so there we go. Just need to fiddle about with this. There we go. Get this bit off his chin. There we go. Actually, I think I might take a little bit more. There we go. That's a bit better in my opinion. There we go. Oh, got a little one on there on the Promethean flame, on the fires that scorched him. There we go. There we are. So now we've got all bits together, it's time to start gluing. So let's see if we can glue this guy together before anything goes wrong. So I'm going to get out my... you can use super glue if you want. I'm going to be using good old poly cement. I like plastic glue, the plastic glue does really well with actually holding it together. So, let's see. The body, I think, yeah, should go together first. So, let's just got a little bit off there. Let's see how this goes. There we go. And then we just push these together. Push them together nice and tight. I'll just quickly roll away. And there we are. That looks good. Rub that away. There we go. Got his chest all in one piece. Got his chest all there in one nice piece. Now let's get his legs on. So one leg goes on like that. Yeah, goes on like that. Right. Let's get this one on, because at least with this one there is like a fixed point. So just take some glue, squeeze a little bit into there, and then just slide it in there. Push it together. Keep getting a nice strong one. With this one, because I can't see clearly on the body, I'll just glue. There we go. And then just gently place it in there. Push it together nice and strong. Nice strong bond. Now that tells me, with his base, that that's where his heel needs to go. There's a little indent there that tells you that's where his heel goes. So, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move him to the side there. And I'm going to quickly... Everything right? Okay, will do. Right, so I'm going to try and see. So they're saying wherever this is, it should have a bordering here. So I'm going to glue this around here. Really warm on the edge there. There we go. One kind of hanging over a little bit, and he is. Makes it look nice and good. And then here, I can do a little quick day test fit just to make sure he is. Heel goes. That's where his heel goes, and that's where he goes. Right. So I have got a bit of area here I can use. So what I'm going to do is he's like that. So I'm going to take some cork, some nice plain cork, and break some off to make like stone. Getting some random bits of cork now, just to see what I like, what I think will work. Because the thing is you carve a big chunk and then you rip it and it gives you these nice little bits that look really nice and like rocky. I think actually that would probably work. So I'm not going to use plastic cement because, you know, it's not plastic. I'm going to use good old super glue. I personally love using the Gorilla Gel super glue. This stuff's amazing. Use it. Good for all your hobby projects. Oopsie. Come on. Don't be difficult now. Come on. Of course, now I'm on stream, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Doesn't want to open. Come on. Ah, goodness gracious me. There we go. Got it. Now the lid's coming off. Nasty bloody thing. Oh, it's like part of the tip come off? Oh well, here's what it is. There we go. So now what I'll do right, so take this, a little smidge of glue on. Glue, I'll say about you. I'm gonna put it about there. A little bit of glue on this. Da, 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 da. Put it about there. And then once again check. How am I feeling about this? Oop, made a little bit of mistake. Just shift this across here. There we are. So as you can see, I've got some little rocky outcroppings there that will hopefully look pretty good. Take some more of these bits off. Just try to make it look a little bit more rocky. Some people like to use like tweezers. I use my fingers, or you can also use a knife to just try and poke and prod some bits out. There we go. That looks pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Got some rock outcroppings there. And now the next part that I'm going to do, and then I think I'm going to finish off stream because I've got garden work to do. Because it's nice and sunny, I want to get some garden work done, so what I'm going to do is the final bit is going to be just getting some good old PVA glue. Give it a good shake. And then what we do, take it, and I have a nice little tray of sand here from Cornwall. And what I'm going to do is just take some PVA glue. There, like that. There we go. And you can use a skewer, brush, it's up to you. Since I'm being dirty, I'm going to use a bit of the sprue. Just cover a small bit. Like that. Just because I'm being quick and dirty. And I'm just going to slap it around like that. And then what I do, you can either dunk it, or what I personally find better is to pick some up and sprinkle it. Tap it off a little bit. Get some on the edge there. And there we go, the base is basically done for now. And for now, I'm gonna now go away, wait for that to dry, and hopefully when I come back it will be ready to continue. Hopefully I'll see you all next time in the next Hobby Time stream, but until then, take care everyone.